Hello, everyone, and thanks for listening. So, mysterious Dominican Republic tourist deaths. And so, there are many victims. It is starting to become an issue now because there are several people that have succumbed to this mysterious death. It is drawing a lot of concern now. A lot of people are taking notice of this. And so, you even have people who are famous people, and so these are people that have, um, let me go back here. I'm going to try to pan up. So you can see the faces of people that have died just going on vacationing to the Dominican Republic. Some people know these people because they might be related to them, or they're friends with them, or they knew of them. So Nathaniel Edwards Holmes, 63, Cynthia Ann Day, 49, Yvette Monique Sport, 51, David Harrison, 45, Miranda Shaw Werner, 41, Robert Bell Wallace, 67, Joseph Allen, 55, Layla Cox, 53, Chris Palmer, 41. This is just to name a few. These are 9 victims. And so these are American people who wanted to go on vacationing to the Dominican Republic. And these are people who somehow have come down with mysterious illness. And there's always been an excuse to negate from what is going on there at these tourist resorts. And so this is now being looked at more seriously with officials here. And so, man who died at Dominican Republic reportedly had green foam coming out of his, of course, probably his mouth. Toxicology test to be conducted on Staten Island woman who died in the Dominican Republic. These are all Dominican Republic issues. How to stay safe and healthy if you're vacationing. They have a lot of articles that are cropping up. Oklahoma high school graduates get sick in Dominican Republic. So they had graduates that went recently. Did you hear that story? At least 6 high school graduates from Edmond, Oklahoma, fell ill while visiting Dominican Republic earlier this month. So, according to the Oklahoma Homian, whatever, is a group of about 75 people that stayed at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Punta Cana, where 2 American tourists had died and fell ill. So on June 11th, about 6 members of the group got sick after having dinner at the same restaurant. Deer Creek Public Schools superintendent ran it. Tippins told the Oklahoma newspaper, of course. Most of the travelers did not fall ill, and most of them are back in the U.S. Okay, so the symptoms appeared to be similar to some of the what the other people publicized cases of tourists who had come back sick from Dominican Republic. So I just woke up, and this is quoted. So this is somebody who had an experience. This is their symptoms. I just woke up and my stomach was cramping and I was sweating. This is Bennett Hill, who told KOCO TV. I was freezing. We've been hooked up to IVs since we first got here with antibiotics. Just getting hydrated, Hill continued. Anti nausea medicine and all this stuff because we were just so dehydrated. And so the news of the illness comes one day after 47 year old Jimmy Buffett, 47 Jimmy Buffett fans fell ill. 47 Jimmy Buffett fans fell ill at the nearby hotel. So that's even more people. That's scary. I thought they were going to say the number of age of a person, but no, this is a number. It looked like a number of people. So that's not good. The U.S. State Department has confirmed that it is investigating the deaths of at least 6 American tourists, which now has grown to more than 6. in the Dominican Republic since the summer of 2018. So some of them have passed away in what appear to be a bizarre and similar circumstances. The agencies are not yet releasing further details about the investigations. So you saw some of these pictures. These are some of the other pictures of a few of those people. That's just six. But we know now that number has grown. So on May 30th of 2019, engaged couple Nathaniel Edward Holmes, 63, and Cynthia Ann Day, 49, were found dead in their hotel room in the Grand Bahia Principe La Romana Hotel, according to the statement that was released by the hotel's Dominican Republic National Police, announced that the autopsy found that the couple had respiratory failure and pulmonary edema, a buildup of fluid in the lungs. They also reported suffered cerebral edema. So Pennsylvania native Yvette Monique, who was 51 years of age, had just arrived to Bahia Principe Resort in Punta Cana, which is owned by the same parent company as one of the Romana. When she fell ill, of course, she died actually in June of 2018. So though her death was initially ruled a heart attack, her cause of death is being investigated. And so the related story, mysterious Dominican Republic tourist deaths, the victims so far. So I showed you that. So there are more victims other than six. So David Harrison, 45 years of age, was celebrating his wedding anniversary with his wife, and they were married for they were celebrating a wedding anniversary, so they were going out there vacationing like most people do, because it's a tourist attraction, and so that's where they get the bulk of their money for those countries like that, you know. And so that hurts the business. That also hurts the country and the economy there. So they also, this couple, they have a 12-year-old son. When he died, it says he died of a heart attack at the Hard Rock Hotel. So let me read that again. So David Harrison is the one who was celebrating his wedding anniversary with his wife, 12-year-old son, when he died. So David Harrison died of a heart attack, is what they say, at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Punta Cana in July of 2018. So on May 25th of this year, Pennsylvania psychotherapist Miranda Shell, now, I may not be pronouncing her name correctly, but it's Warner. She's 41 years of age. She collapsed shortly after mixing a drink. I heard that they say at the mini bar that some of the drinks had bleach in them, or they made them really violently ill. So she mixed a drink at the mini bar at the Luxury Bahia Principe Bougainville in La Romana, where she was celebrating her ninth wedding anniversary. And the hotel is part of the same resort as Grand Bahia Principe in La Romana. And so, according to her autopsy, she died of a heart attack, is what they ruled it as. But that cause of the heart attack was a respiratory failure and fluid accumulation in the lungs. Sounds similar to some of the other people. So in April of 2019, Robert Bell Wallace, 67 years of age, he died while staying at the Hard Rocks. You notice it's the same places. And so the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Resort in Punta Cana for his stepson's wedding. And you notice all these people were going to have a good time, celebrate. They weren't going to start any trouble or anything. They were going to have a good time. They were going to celebrate weddings, graduations, anniversaries, and this happens. So he was celebrating in what is called the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Resort in Punta Cana for his stepson's wedding. His niece, Chloe Arnold, told Fox News that he had became ill after he had a drink from the hotel's room's minibar. And so Robin this person is called Robin Bernstein, the ambassador of the U.S. to the Dominican Republic, told the Univision that a high-profile incident should not be considered anything more than isolated cases. Well, we can't do that anymore because more than six people, this was prior, so more than six people have died already from similar illnesses. So now people are really taking it more serious, a closer look at investigating all of this. So we have 2.7 million Americans who come to the country, and statistics that is this is a very unique saying. He's saying that this is a very unique event. So Bernstein said in a statement, so they come to visit the beautiful beaches and enjoy the culture, of course, but that won't be happening again now that more and more people are succumbing to all these illnesses. Unfortunately, sometimes those things happen to people. No, no, no. This many people, and now it's more than six. And even high school students that go to celebrate, it's getting out of control. So no. So it's not fun. So now it's gotten to the point to where they are really paying close attention to all of this. So now, um, let's see here. I had clicked off and went to this video, but it's gotten really serious. So now they're really looking at this. And see this New Jersey man, he dies while on vacation in the Dominican Republic. So this is somebody else. Toxicology tests on this lady right here were conducted. Man who died in Dominican Republic reportedly had green foam coming out of his mouth. Okay. And so these people are getting violently ill. And so I'm going to try to see if I can get the sound up on this. Usually when you want something to play, it doesn't play.
That's the six American tourists at various resorts throughout the country over the Authorities in the Dominican Republic, along with the FBI, are investigating the deaths of six American tourists at various resorts throughout the country over the last year. In April, Robert Wallace of California got sick almost immediately after drinking a scotch from the minibar at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. He died 3 days later. David Harrison of Maryland died at the same resort after unexpectedly falling ill. He and his wife were with their 12-year-old son to celebrate their wedding anniversary. An autopsy shows he died of a heart attack.
Words can't describe my life that turned upside down when he passed.
Miranda Shop Warner and Yvette Monique Sport died at the Bahia Principe Resort. Their death certificates say they died of heart attacks, but Sport's sister isn't convinced.
There's something dirty at the bottom of all this.
The most recent deaths happened in late May. Edward Holmes and Cynthia Day were celebrating their engagement before both died in their room at the Bahia Principe La Romana. Tourism is one of the Dominican Republic's main economic drivers. The country's tourism minister recently said the island nation remains safe for travelers.
Kettle One Botanical.
Okay, so I think this is very scary. So, what do you think about this story? It's getting more and more intense and it's developing, I would say. So, they're really, really trying to investigate these situations here because this has gotten far out of control. This is a New Jersey man. He died while on vacation at the Dominican Republic. So this is commercial right now. And so I will turn it up as soon as it comes to the actual report about this guy that also succumbed to his death while vacationing in the Dominican Republic. So
another tourist from the U.S. dies in the Dominican Republic. Now a total of 9 U.S. citizens have died there this year. The most recent, Joseph Allen from New Jersey. He was staying at the Terra Linda Sosa Resort room on June 13th. State Department officials say there is no sign the deaths are connected or a total of 9 U.S. citizens have died there this year. The most recent, Joseph Allen from New Jersey. He was staying at the Terra Linda Sosa Resort and was found dead in his hotel room on June 13th. State Department officials say there is no sign the deaths are connected or evidence of foul play. Also, the FBI confirms it's investigating the incidents with the Dominican police. Is it still safe to travel there? A former CIA agent and security expert tells Time it is not an overly dangerous place and is still a safe place to go. The State Department reports 13 U.S. citizens died last year in the Dominican Republic, 17 in 2017. That's out of 2.7 million tourists from the U.S. who visited the country the same year.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't go. What do you think? Would you go to the Dominican Republic with all these deaths? Seems like they happen back to back, and so it's very scary. So this is another development as well over this whole issue because that's just articles prior to when they were thinking it was safe, but now it's drawing concern because there's more, reportedly more deaths.
The concerns are growing over the mysterious tourist deaths in the Dominican Republic, with at least 11 reported deaths in the past year. But the State Department travel advisory remains the same for the country, with the State Department spokesperson telling ABC, quote, "We have not seen an uptick in the number of U.S. citizen deaths reported to the department." And guys, that is partially the reason why they haven't changed the advisory rating on traveling to the Dominican Republic. Still a level 2 if you are to look at it. Is that surprising in your guys' mind? I mean, when we're talking about, they are one-off examples, but nonetheless, there are, as we just described, more than 10 of these cases now.
There are. The blood samples for a couple of the people are coming back on Monday, so I wonder if that might change it. There's a couple of representatives urging a change in the threat level to that country, so I think maybe it's maybe seen as too inconclusive at this point, but I certainly would advise caution.
Yeah, I mean, over 2.7 million U.S. citizens go visit the Dominican every year, and when you think about the percentage, 9 people, 11 people. I'm not belittling the deaths, but I don't think it is actually out of the norm. It's interesting how the narrative is shaped and all of them are being lumped together, but they are individual cases for the most part. Many of them naturally caused death. So I'm curious to see, to your point, whether anything will be conclusive on Monday, but for the most part, I will not be going to the Republic for now.
And that's the thing too, right? It doesn't necessarily need to be that the State Department says don't go for tourists to say, okay, maybe I don't want to go. But you're right, 2.7 million in the grand scheme of things, a very large number of tourists going over there without incident. And that is why the State Department hasn't changed their rating.
Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna let this video go. What are your feelings? Would you travel to the Dominican Republic right now? Do you feel like it's safe? Or do you feel like something dirty, like the lady was saying in one of the videos, something really scary is going on? This is a developing story. It's like a mysterious situation of deaths, and I guess they'll soon have some answers to this. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for listening. Have a wonderful weekend.